Rubens Barrichello, thanks for joining us at Speed Cafe at Sandown for the inaugural S5000 race. Just firstly, tell us a bit about, you've had a couple of races now, how do you feel about the S5000 category?
It's been a good journey. If you remember that I got to Australia on the Tuesday. On the Wednesday I was already in Phillip Island, and then on the Thursday I came over here, had another seat feet, and then track walk, and it's been kind of a rush thing, but I developed a good speed on the car. It's been 7 years without driving open wheels, and I enjoy myself so much. I had good racing, and I had some small glitches, such as the second race, for example. I had the soft limiter coming on the start. If it wasn't for that, I think I would have had a chance to be more towards the front. But having said that, I'm having a blast. It's nice to be on the opening round.
What have you actually made of the car? Because you've driven a fair few things over the years, obviously Formula One being the pinnacle, but where does the S5000 stack?
It's going to be a good series for the upcomers whenever they find it for some more power. They need to be prepared for something else. 580 horsepower. It's you can feel it. It's a nice feeling. Then the car is a touch heavy. The steering wheel is a touch heavy because it's 900 and something kilos on the car, but it's still a good formula. It doesn't develop a lot of aerodynamic devices, so it slides around, but then it has a big tire to compensate for that. So it's fun. It's fun to drive.
I think you said yesterday that you thought it was quite a good sort of marry of big power and less aero, good racing. Could you see this category expand into other countries?
Yeah, we have to wait and see if that's going to expand to other countries, or if it's going to be appealing for other people from other countries to come over here and race. It still remains to be seen in a way.
Have any of your former F1 colleagues been in touch about you getting back into an open wheeler again?
I spoke to Weber, I spoke to Button. They all knew that I was coming here. It's amazing that I think it was 2,000 people watching the race on the internet in Brazil at 2 a.m. So it's got to be appealing for some of It's also the fact that we don't have a Formula One Brazilian Formula One driver at the moment. So I think people are just in search for a Brazilian racing in a good series.
Is it still nice to have that star power? People still want to watch you?
Yeah, it's just nice that people recognize them. I have the feeling of racing for such a long time. I heard people saying when I was my last year in F1, they said, Rubens, you don't need to be here anymore because you already proven yourself. And I did answer. I said, look, I'm not here to prove myself. I'm here to have fun and to enjoy in a different country, in a different series. I'm not younger anymore, and I'm still enjoying so much. I love this.
Did Mark or Jensen give you any cheeky advice? Or?
They always do, but I give it to them as well, so it's nice.
And just talking about S5000, do you, I know you've sort of spoken about it, but I guess if there's an option to come back, you'd be quite willing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's talking about it, and the fact that the series is going to race in Melbourne, in Albert Park, it's always a good feeling. So that could be an option, yes.
The cars have obviously developed a bit more. Do you feel like next time you come back, it could be a different ball game?
With my experience, I gave a lot opinions and options to them. So it's up to them to make a good series, to make it really equal for all the drivers. And I hope that by Albert Park they have 20 cars on the grid. That would be great.
I guess for Australia, it's important for the next sort of Australian Formula One drivers to try and unearth this talent, as to have this category as a pathway.
Yeah, I think so. It's been so famous on the past, and I hope it is famous in the future.
Just moving aside to touring cars, you do a fair bit in Brazil. I understand you went to one of the supercars factories, Tickford, the other night. Just tell us a bit about that.
It was an invitation from Thomas Rando that I just got to meet here. It was very, very nice to get to see. I didn't get to see Tim Edwards, who used to work with me in at Jordan, but it was a good feeling. Obviously, like I said before, I wish I can do the butters one day, and that's, like I said, is on the bucket list. Of course, when you go and visit the factory, you just if the car is there, there's no way I'm not gonna jump in. But right now, it's just the fun side, and it's just the talking, and it's those things that love going around, and it's nice.
Just moving on to F1. We've seen sort of different race format with S5000. Do you feel like something like that could work in Formula One with the sort of qualifying races and then a main race?
It's something that people like it, and there are some people that dislike it. So I think that at the end of the day, it makes for more overtaking, if that's what you're searching for. So whenever you have to pick a first and a 10th, and then a second and a 9th, you gotta have good racing. But on the other hand, more competitive teams that put a lot of money into it, they might say, if my car is fast, I should be top all the time. So they might not like that. So life is so good because people don't agree on everything, and we have to wait and see.
We've seen a few sort of safety issues in recent weeks. Alex Peroni in Formula 3 had a big accident at Monza, sort of made news here because he's Australian. But is there anything they need to do about sausage curbs and stuff like that?
Yeah, well, I didn't like when I saw that car. It looked to me like it was a video game. Honestly, you only see that amount of height when on a video game, but it was scary, and luckily he was okay, sort of okay. So we don't want to see that. So anything that we can not have it like that, it would be good.
So there's been sort of a couple of incidents. Do you feel like there needs to be a bit more of a look at safety, or are you quite happy with where the safety is in Formula 1?
No, you're never happy. You're never happy, especially when you lose, some people on the racing. It's not nice. So it's there's always a chance to be done for more, and that's what we need to do.
Thanks very much, Rubens. Thanks for joining us.